All right, good morning, folks. It's time to talk antiques once again, and we got a lively crew here ready and rolling.
Yeah. I tell you, we was talking earlier about a couple of things. One was the fireworks over at Tullahoma, and you said it was great.
Tullahoma was really impressive. I meant to get over to Manchester, but we were just
Well, they said
out.
Manchester's really good, too.
You know, I've seen I don't know what I'm trying to say, a system. It seems like patriotism might be just coming back.
I think it is, Ray.
Boy, I hope.
Didn't you
it
say
does.
you watched on TV the
I watched
Nashville?
Nashville's TV, and then I watched New York's.
You said, but didn't you say the orchestra?
Symphony orchestras were playing different songs, and the fireworks were going up in. It was unbelievable. You'd had to see it to understand.
Yeah, I heard it was supposed to be great. Yeah.
And Philip, you said the average show's about 20 minutes.
I think Tullahoma was about 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
I,
So that's
I don't
probably
think you
about-
need to go longer than that,
No,
really.
that's a lot
So,
of fireworks.
Yeah.
So what we ought to do is break it down per minute what it costs to shoot.
I'm curious
I was
to
going to
what.
ask the same thing. What do you reckon they spent?
A lot.
That's Tullahoma's list of their poster of the show had like 50 businesses stepped up to help sponsor that. So that's how they pay for it now.
I didn't know that.
No.
How does Manchester play there?
Well, I'd say they
They
get
have to go
sponsors
through the
too.
board of all-
No, I say they probably get sponsors too, and I'm sure that the city itself actually.
I never did know.
Yeah. Now I know they used to just pay for it, but that's a question. Next time you have the mayor on here, you ought to ask the man.
It was Tullahoma's used to be put on by the Kiwanis Club, and
Yeah,
they
did.
would pay for all of it. And
Yeah, I remember a
but
couple
they
of times.
don't
Remember when it
now.
rained out and they didn't do it, and I mean that kind of.
They held off. Yeah, it rained for 2 days solid, but that was back when they lit them by hand too.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So we had a.
So there's actually a
Memorial
hand that
Day.
actually catches on fire, and the hand will go in there. Is that what you're saying?
They had some crazy guys with probably little propane torches. Probably. I hope they had propane torches.
And Ronnie, we have one listener. She's a retired FBI agent, and she got on to me the other day when I seen her. She said that I'm hard on you on this show. Now, do you guys think I'm hard on Ronnie on this show?
No, I think you're pretty
Now,
soft.
why
on
does
that.
our listener? Why does that listener think that I'm?
She actually told me that at the
Yeah.
fish
Well,
fry.
she told me the same thing. Said I told Ronnie that you was too hard on him.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, I got a good friend named Old Bull Shelton.
Yeah.
Y'all know him.
I thought you was gonna bring him over this
I've been
morning.
trying to. He's older than Dirty. He'd be a good,
Would he be a perfect antique?
he'd be a perfect antique. He shaves well and everything. Yeah, he cleans up good. Did you hear that, James?
Well, really, we don't call that dirt, Ray. We call that patina.
There you go. Exactly.
So he's got a lot of patina on it.
Tina,
Yeah.
are they red or what?
Yeah. Well, I think it's just have you ever seen like a real shiny brass thing and then it turns dark? Well, that's
That's him.
patina.
That's him.
So is that him?
That's him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's got a lot of patina on him.
I'll tell him. I'm gonna say, David told me what was wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not dirt. It's patina. So, you think we ought to get started?
Well, we could.
I mean, it won't be no
Are
time.
we-
You'll have to push the button.
Are we finished with the with our fireworks covers?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe
All right.
not.
Okay.
It was all.
So, we got 2 or 3 things we want to talk about. One's the Revolutionary War. That's stuff just sold that really surprised me. And then Ronnie's got a really interesting story that he called me about, and I read it about this guy that worked for Lucasfilms on Star Wars.
Yeah.
They had over 500,000 pieces. So we'll wait and yeah.
Wow.
So if that's true, at 500,000 pieces, if it's only worth $2 a piece, he'd be a millionaire, right?
Yeah, that's what I
He
just.
come out pretty well.
I
Yeah.
just
So I'm
hope
gonna-
his kids understand what it's worth and they don't
So
all
I'm
sell
gonna
it
step
off.
up there and say he's probably got maybe 50 million or $100 million worth of stuff.
Probably
This
so.
guy had 100 pieces stolen.
Don't you tell him yet. We're gonna let Philip talk about the. Yeah. You
That's
trying
the
to
teaser.
You're trying to jump line.
That's a teaser for later on.
Okay, there you go. That's it.
Now I'm gonna get fussed on again saying I jumped on you.
Okay.
She'll be texting me or something. All right. So tell us about this Well, the Buchanan flag for one thing.
There you go. In
So what's
Dallas,
happening?
Texas, a James Buchanan campaign flag set a record on May 13th during an auction conducted by Heritage. James Buchanan 1856 campaign flag soared past the high estimate of $120,000 and sold for $275,000.
Now you got to keep in mind this is campaign material,
Right.
Just like I used when I ran, and anybody else, except this is presidential stuff.
Right. And it was it looks like gosh, how many stars are on this,
I was
David?
sitting there trying to count.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stars, but it's just in an odd.
Well, would that kind of go
circle
with
one in the
13
middle.
colonies?
That would go with
Would that
that.
work?
But it's not in a perfect circle. It looks different. So
Well, it's in a rectangle.
yeah, I
That
guess so.
come from Colorado, didn't it? Some of them boys out there puffing cigarettes.
They're messing up the stars. There you go.
Well,
So-
back then it was called hemp,
Yeah,
when
there
they
you
was
go.
making rope out of it.
Yeah. So it says Democratic candidates President James Buchanan, Vice President John C. Breckinridge on the campaign flag. Banners styled like after the American flag are considered highly desirable items among political collectors. The 364 lot auction, which tallied 1.9 million total, included rare political flags, documents, and relics from the country's most historical figures. The catalog description noted flag banners were produced for every winning presidential candidate from William Henry Harrison in 1840 up through at least Woodrow Wilson, and among them the rarest was that of James Buchanan, this one here. For years, the example pictured in Threads in History and in a prominent Ohio collection was believed to be the only known Buchanan portrait flag. However, this example has recently surfaced. Tom Slater, director of Americana Auctions for Heritage, said he was pleased but no means surprised, and the James Buchanan flag did, in fact, set an all-time record. Lexington and Concord broadside Important Advices contained some of the earliest reports of North Bridge skirmish in Concord, Massachusetts that occurred on April 19, 1775.
Now, broadside's a document.
Right. This later became known as the shot heard round the world, thanks to a poem by Ralph Waldo Emerson. The skirmish ignited the Revolutionary War, and the broadside was printed at 1 a.m. on Monday, April 24th, so 5 days later, and contained two reports dated on April 23rd. The first was from Samuel Parsons, sent to the Committee on New London, and in which he states, about the attack. And it describes the gruesome treatment of civilians. The second dispatch would go on to become a renowned general in the Continental Army from Israel Putman. And he said that Boston is shut up and there's no way to get in or out of the town. The broadside was among the earliest reports of the event and sold for $162,000 against an estimate of $16,000 to $24,000. Now, my favorite, this was a good auction to have stuff in. So, but my favorite item on at this auction was a leopard skin saddle pad, owned and used by both General Washington and British General Edward Braddock, which was estimated to go for $24,000 and sold for $150,000.
And just looking at the picture, it really looks nice.
Now,
There is a nice picture of it, yeah.
the first general that left it to Washington, he actually left him the pad, the saddle, and the horse.
Yeah, Braddock, before he died, Braddock gave his surviving war horse and saddle pad to Washington. After much use, Washington gave the saddle pad back to the Braddock family, and it has been preserved and displayed by the Society of the Sons of the Revolution since 1927, until the decision was made by the trustees to offer it at the Heritage Auction. Relics from George Washington rarely come to market, they said. and this was ranked among the most fascinating and important Washington articles ever made available for private ownership. Also, the sum of $93,750 was paid for a letter from Thomas Jefferson to Georgia Governor John Milridge regarding the removal of the Cherokees from Georgia as a consequence of the Louisiana Purchase. It was written entirely in Jefferson's hand and dated 1803. The plan came to fruition in the 1830s under Andrew Jackson in the infamous Trail of Tears, in which the Cherokees were forced to give up their remaining lands and move to Oklahoma. Let's see, what else do we have here? A large silk banner from the October 1789 parade welcoming the recently installed President George Washington to Boston is believed to be the only surviving banner from the time of his presidency that honored the father of his country by name. Heritage is known for their in-depth catalog descriptions and documentation and historical texts giving an account of the grand parade that was planned by the officials of Boston. Let's see, the flag was 1 yard square on a staff 7 feet long with embellishments. Let's see, where's the price of this thing? Okay, it went for $62,500 for a 3 foot by 3 foot flag.
Almost 7 foot staff.
Yeah, well, I guess I can't staff.
So they got the staff too?
Yeah.
They got the flag and the staff?
There you go. Another item that's
Not the shaft, but the staff.
Right.
Okay.
That's about that.
Yeah.
and they have a picture in the paper here of the banner, and it's really pretty. It's a hand sewn with cutout. It's got Washington's policy number 16, and it's got a hand drawing stuff and a window frame. Exactly. No.
It is really pretty.
It is really, it's amazingly good shape to be over 200 years old, isn't it? 200? Yeah. Another item that stimulated intensive bidding was a metal and terracotta mask of the Statue of Liberty, originally known as the Liberty Enlightening the World. The working model by Frederick Auguste Bartholdi.
Some French guy, right?
Yeah, stood 50, it was only 50 inches tall.
Didn't ask me to read that.
Yeah. I should have thrown that to you real quick. Yeah. So it was 50 inches tall. It was somewhere between 1875 and 1882. And it was estimated to go for $6,000 to $8,000, and it ran up to $45,000.
That's kind of a neat piece to have. Though.
That would be a great, yeah.
I mean, it's a miniature done by the same guy that made the thing,
Yeah,
right?
so that was like his working model that he
Yeah.
made beforehand. It was, let's say, metal and terracotta. So that would have been really nice, and I'd say there was a really happy seller there at that point when you
Well, don't you think it was also a happy buyer?
Well, yeah,
Takes
probably
two to
so,
make
too.
a good auction. Hey, I tell you what, with that, you want to go ahead and push the button, and we'll get back, and you can finish up, and we'll look up a few documents, and then no telling what we'll do.
No telling.
Probably get to Ronnie.
Oh, it is mine.
You're listening to Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
Madeline's Antiques and Uniques at 6107 Murfreesboro Road in Manchester has been helping collectors find just the right thing since 2008. With 40 quality dealers and a constantly changing inventory of collectibles from the 1800s to the present, they have many unique items in the store and new things coming in daily. Are you looking for the perfect lamp or clock to finish your collection? A vintage lunchbox from your childhood? Well, you can find that plus any number of other unique items in their huge building. With their easy access off I-24, they meet many travelers from around the world and just around the corner that come to buy and sell antiques, or just to stop and have a free cup of coffee and a cookie while browsing around the store. Come visit owner Madeline Kemp and travel back in time at Madeline's Antiques and Uniques. So many memories.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
Hey everybody, we're back with Talking Antiques, and the number here is 728-1320.
All right, there's Max bringing us back. So we're ready to roll again.
All right, Philip, where you at?
I finished the article.
So, but you got some Revolutionary War stuff, haven't you?
I have got some Revolutionary War stuff. We have the highest selling thing on eBay here recently was an 1782 Hyam Salmon and Robert Morris signed Revolutionary War U.S. bill of sale. It went for $24,000. Let's see what they sold. This is not going to zoom up for me. Let's see.
Imagine that.
Issued a countersigned war bill of exchange fiscal form issued by signer of the Declaration of Independence, Robert Morris, as Superintendent of Finance for the United States. One of 4 or 6 thought to exist. Okay.
So now we know.
And like I say, so $24,000. Not a bad find. I wonder how you run across something like that. Is there? If you live up in the Northeast, do you run across stuff like that, or do you have to have that handed down to you?
Well, I'd say that a lot of people die.
Yeah.
And a lot of paperwork
things
gets
in old drawers.
You'd be surprised.
Children don't know what they've got.
Yeah. You'd be surprised at the old paperwork stuff you see just people throws in the garbage can. Sure. Cleaning out an old house, don't even look at it. They just pile it up.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah. When kids inherit that kind, they don't look at. And there's some guy at the mall down at Madeline's that he deals a lot with the paperwork. He does really well with that too. Huh. Think about it. Paperwork is it don't last like a metal sign does.
Yeah, that's where you really need to know your history too.
Yeah, you got to know what you're doing. And
all right, so give us another. You got a few more?
Okay, we got another one. Is a dated August 1st, 1778. John Ray letter signed. It's talking about the Revolutionary War. It's requesting a flag from General Washington to the Yonkers, where he expected to meet somebody. So it's a beautiful pen letter, easily readable, high quality, and it went for $6,000. Here is a William Faden Revolutionary War map of New York's. 9 bids on that, went for $4,250. 1777, Major General Adam Stephen of the Revolutionary War. It's a letter, a handwritten letter from him, signed. 3 bids on that, went for $3,500.
Listen, one thing have you noticed about these documents?
What?
They're written in cursive, not printed.
True.
So
They
somebody
are.
mentioned that they might quit teaching cursive writing. I don't know if that's true or not. You know, you hear a lot of
Yeah.
stuff on Facebook.
My
I've been
kids,
hearing that for years.
my kids have learned cursive, but they're not forced to use it all the
You
time.
see what I mean?
Yeah.
So all your old documents are.
Yeah.
How are you going to get a signature that's correct if
Well, that's-
somebody can print it only?
You know, Ray, I knew this guy. He was an engineer, graduated, and he moved down here and went to work at the base. He never signed in cursive. Evidently, somebody told me those engineers always printed stuff.
Yeah.
So
You have it beaten into you. I only write in print.
Yeah, well, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, when he'd sign his name, he printed. Well, that's better than some people, you know. Years ago, they just make an X,
Yeah.
and then there would be and then there'd be some guy with 2 X's to be the witness of that X, you know. So
Yeah.
you'd have to know. You'd have to know whose X it was before you could swear to it. All right, so you got us some more documents?
I do. We got a Revolutionary War officers box. Let's see. It says who it is on the side here. Let me zoom in on it. Marked Major General Tupper of the 8th Massachusetts Blood and Bones Regiment. Tupper served at the Siege of Boston, the New York campaigns, Ticonderoga, Saratoga, New Jersey, Trenton, Princeton, Valley Forge, defense of Philadelphia, and Monmouth. It's 19 inches high, 39.5 inches long, and 19.5 inches deep. And it's sold for, with 10 bids on it, went for $3,000.
Now, an officer's box, how would that have worked?
That must have been, I must have been nothing but like you keep all of his personal stuff in, don't you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, 39 inches long. I mean, it's not, it's more than holding paper and pencil, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I would say it'd be his personal stuff.
it
Kind of
doesn't
like
say.
like a suitcase today.
Yeah, it looks like it's in really good shape too. You can read on it. It's pretty good shape for something that old. It was estimated to go for $1,000 and it went for $3,000. So, 1779 Revolutionary War Brigadier General Anthony Wayne. It's a short letter that he wrote to somebody that's signed. There are 5 bids on that. Went for $2,400.
now that was a live auction.
Yeah. Revolutionary. Where am I at?
Right there.
Revolutionary War Continental Congress Commission, signed by John Hancock.
You know one thing about John Hancock's signature, and when I was a kid, somebody'd say, "Well, put your John Hancock on
Yeah.
it." So, I mean, if you looked at a document and you couldn't read all the names, you could spot John Hancock's name on it.
Yeah.
He wanted to
Just
make sure that
The
they
what?
saw
Yeah,
his when he
but
signed it.
it was bold, and it just flowed real long J's and high H's.
I always like it kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his really stands out. Let's see. Here's a Marks game, Revolutionary War series. $2,000 was to buy it now on a Marks game. Man.
And that's a
Toy
toy.
game of the say it's a game set. I wonder. Let's see how old this is. It looks like 50s or 60s. Be my guesstimate. Extremely rare, excellent box with dividers, bags, and instruction sheet, all original. Only one gate pin is missing on the stockade. Blockhouse has one peg missing on floor. 10 litho cabins, all in excellent condition. No damage with both chimneys, view, pictures, and condition. Ask before bidding.
They made a lot of those play sets in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
So
That's a board game, so it's
Mark was
just.
big on those.
And just I had to look up John Hancock's signature, and so Here's a graded signature. John Hancock's signed cut autograph. 62 bids, $2,661.66, and it's a very small.
Yeah, and but it's a 9.5 on the grade. It's almost a perfect grade.
Yeah, it's a very high graded John Hancock.
It's got a picture of him too.
It does.
It's in a case, and
let's see, and then they drop off real quick as somebody cut up a letter and sold pieces off of it. That seems like a really bad idea.
Yeah, well, depends on how many words is in the letter. At $40, $50 a letter, a word.
Yeah, there's no other authenticated ones that are.
What else you got on that?
We got a.
Is that? Are you back to the Continental?
No, it's like. There's just that cross-reference one. Here's a Revolutionary War button.
Oh, yeah.
For your jacket. It's got a snake circling around to his tail, and 13 stars inside of him. It was a $1,700 buy it now. Man. Here is a Revolutionary War period American miniature portrait attributed to Charles Wilson Peel. They were asking $5,000 for it, but they got somewhere between $1,600 and $1,700 for it. Still, it's a pretty good. It doesn't say it's been.
What's that next piece that's framed up?
1783 signer was Robert Morris, Revolutionary War Continental Congress. So it's just a little letter he had and a picture of him. 2 bids went for $1,600.
You know, really, for the beginning of our country, those documents are pretty reasonable, aren't they?
They really are.
Yeah.
You would think they'd be worth a lot more than that, especially something from a continental company.
You know, it's really, if you think about it, they're sports figures that they're like Babe Ruth. Their signatures will bring 20 times more than a Revolutionary War general.
Yeah. Well, Civil War stuff brings more than this too. So.
That's amazing.
Probably more in the South though, and probably John Sullivan, Revolutionary War general. It's his personal legal books from 1746 to 1749, 3 volumes, and he's signed them saying that they're his. They went for $1,275 for the buy it now on that. New Hope, Pennsylvania is where that came from. So let's see, 1776 to 1785 Revolutionary War era loyalists fled to Halifax. Here's a letter talking about fleeing. It went for $1,300.
All right, give us one more deal, and then you got to push the button again. What about that horn? Is that a powder horn?
1779, Lieutenant Caleb Brewster's 2nd Rhode Island, New York. This is a powder horn, Revolutionary War.
Didn't bring much.
Well, 20 bids, $1,200. I mean, how much are you going to pay for a horn?
Yeah, well, you get 2 per cow.
There you go.
It's called the Horn of Plenty.
Yeah, the horn of plenty. All right, let's take another break so you can push that button.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Pickin' Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
Madeline's Antiques and Uniques at 6107 Murfreesboro Road in Manchester has been helping collectors find just the right thing since 2008. With 40 quality dealers and a constantly changing inventory of collectibles from the 1800s to the present, they have many unique items in the store and new things coming in daily. Are you looking for the perfect lamp or clock to finish your collection? A vintage lunchbox from your childhood? Well, you can find that plus any number of other unique items in their huge building. With their easy access off I-24, they meet many travelers from around the world and just around the corner that come to buy and sell antiques, or just to stop and have a free cup of coffee and a cookie while browsing around the store. Come visit owner Madeline Kemp and travel back in time at Madeline's Antiques and Uniques. So many memories.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
All right, we're back. Well, let's talk antiques.
Well, you better get your headset on.
We got a caller on the line.
Yes, we're going to go straight to the phone lines. You can call us as well. Call 728-1320 to talk antiques. Good morning. Good morning. Do you have a question?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I was wanting to speak to David Pennington.
Want to speak to David Pennington.
I'll pass the headphones over to him.
That might
All
be
right.
your boss, David.
Let's go.
David,
Yeah. Hi, Gene.
listen, I talked to that lady last night in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and she said as well as she could remember, because that came out of there in early 41,
Yeah.
but that came out like a Gestapo headquarters in Munich, Germany.
I be dog. So it come out. Hey, could you put that in writing for me, and I'll stop by your house and pick that up so I can put it with it.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that tomorrow, David. I'm tied up.
Okay.
Stuff.
All righty. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks for doing that.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
What he's talking about is I bought a flag several years ago, and so somebody brought it to my attention in my collection, and I realized I didn't have any history about it, but the gentleman that just called me there, I got it from him, and he got it from somebody up north, the actual family that brought it out of Germany. So now I'll have the paperwork to go with it. I kind of like that. So when one thing about the stuff I've got, I can usually tell you a story about it.
Right, yeah.
And I want to make sure the story's right as far as I know.
Yeah.
When you was little, did you always tell a truthful story?
No fake news.
Absolutely.
No fake news. No, absolutely no fake news. Philip, when you was little, did you always tell a true story, or
Every
did you
time.
enhance it a little
Well,
bit?
you got to make a good story.
Okay. All right. Okay, so do we have any more revolutionary stuff, or are we going
I think we're done.
So
with
we're going to let Ronnie get started on this. So Ronnie,
Yes.
you were telling me about this guy that worked for Lucasfilms, and you tried to tell us earlier, and I wouldn't let you.
Okay.
So tell us now.
This guy has amassed a collection of over 500,000 pieces.
Good heavens.
Of
How many pieces?
Over 500,000 pieces. Star
Was he on
Wars.
2-3 houses?
Star Wars.
Well, he's got 400,000, Ray, in a 9,000 square foot building. But listen to this: his museum is not behind glass cases. You could actually just pick it
You
up.
can just walk out there and it's just sitting
So,
on the shelves.
so here's the deal with him, Ray.
Walk off with it, huh?
So Ronnie's going to tell you the story. Anyway, this one particular guy stole a lot of his stuff, and so now you know what his thing is? He's going to have to rethink his security on that.
Yeah.
Really?
After
Really?
all of that, he had over 100 pieces come up missing over a
That he
period-
knows of.
Yeah, over a period of several years.
Ooh.
And they arrested a guy in Marietta, Georgia, named Carl Cunningham, and he had sold some of those pieces.
Now that Cunningham guy though, Ronnie, he was a R2D2 builder, and he is also a collector,
and
right?
he was a friend of Steve Swede, the guy that worked for Lucasfilms. And
but this guy that worked for Lucasfilm, didn't he work like for 40 years?
yes, and he wasn't the only one this guy stole from. He stole from another guy named Philip Weiss, and he had stole a Boba Fett that Zach Tan had bought, and the guy was honest enough when he found out that he had notified him, and that's how they found out that this guy didn't even know the stuff was missing.
Yeah.
100 pieces out of $500,000, you know.
Well, 400,000 in that particular place.
He stole from the back corner in the back.
Well, he stayed there a couple of days.
Yeah.
In 2015.
Well, but it was in like a period of how many years that he stole those 100 pieces? It was like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
That that he guessed that he stole.
Yeah, 2015 and 2016.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And this guy has the museum was called Rancho Obi-Wan, and he's got a Rancho Obi-Wan .org is the name of the website. You can go on there, and he's got a list of the pieces that he's looking for, and he's going back and forth with the insurance company, trying to get the insurance company to compensate some of the people that have come forward and bought these pieces, you know.
You know what, in the article, one thing I did notice though, and this is the way to do it. Now, those Star Wars collectors, they pretty well know each other. Like when I buy and trade gas pumps, Coke machines, and signs, I pretty well know the signs and you know who's got what around here.
Right.
And those Star Wars people the same way, ain't they?
Yes.
Well, I'm saying that because Ronnie is a big Star Wars collector.
They all know.
I'm an
each other,
amateur compared to him.
And they talk, you know.
Well, they got a special site for them, don't you have?
Several, yeah.
And didn't you actually go to this guy's site?
Yes, I did.
And you found the actual list that he put out that they stole from
the
him.
things that were missing, and the only reason that he knew that stuff was coming up missing was because his friends were telling him, you know,
that they bought some stuff.
Yeah, and they were.
They didn't realize, though, it was coming from him, but they knew something. A red flag went up.
Right.
Was it over the Bubba Fett?
Over the Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Philip Weiss had bought. But you know, just makes you wonder.
He's saying, in other words, he couldn't trust his friends.
Well,
Yeah,
you know that definition of friends. True friends, you probably can count on your hand. There's a difference between a true friend and acquaintances.
He had a
They called
Lego
themselves friends.
Millennium Falcon that was worth about $5,000-$6,000.
A Lego.
Wow.
Now, Millennium Falcon, a wind-up R2D2. And this guy had he had PAL toy stuff, which was mostly, you know, British. He had French stuff. He wasn't just collecting, you know.
Ronnie, don't you think though him working with Lucasfilms that those companies sent Lucasfilms
prototypes?
Tractor trailer loads of that stuff though, as they got it done, because he licensed it for them, and he probably gave some of it to the staff that worked with him over the years, you know.
Exactly, and instead of back end of the picture, he took franchising rights for those merchandising rights for those toys, instead of back end profits for those pictures, which was a
smart move.
Yes, especially for those days. Smart move for those days. He had a PAL toy British Death Star that was worth $5,000-$6,000. Just all kinds of stuff. Like I said, the walking wind-up R2D2. He had a tri-logo yak face, and when I say tri-logo, it had three different Return of the Jedi logos on it.
Oh, okay.
But lots of items.
Can Can I jump in and tell you the most expensive Star Wars item on eBay, which I'd like to think set a record?
I see you looking at it, so I was.
What do you think it did set a record? That was at a live auction too somewhere, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, on June 28th, a complete R2-D2 unit that was assembled from original components from episode 1 through 6, sold with 15 bids for $2.3 million. Now, I had to look up and see what made this R2-D2 worth
That's what made it worth
$2,300,000. So this is the only R2-D2 in existence that we know of that's in public domain that was put together from parts from the original movies, and they can tell you exactly, like, the head was used from A New Hope, and the feet came from The Empire Strikes Back, and you can tell by the fiber optic array on part of it that it was used in Return of the Jedi in Episode 1, and feet were from Episode 1. So apparently during the movies they build so many R2-D2s and then they swap parts between them as they need them.
Someone that worked up there, or for one of the companies that.
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow he got it to collect the
Probably
pieces.
one of the. Don't you think he probably worked for Lucasfilms and accumulated it?
Or one of the companies that sold.
Yeah. Now it came from the United Kingdom, where they've shot a lot of movies.
They shot the original.
Yeah.
So they must have had spare parts too.
Mm-hmm.
And so as they would swap out them, he'd take the parts that they swapped out, and he'd save them. And now, would it actually do anything, or was it just a
this is like one
static display?
This is the one that the original actor could get inside.
Oh, okay.
Of, and
So
Kenny Becker,
he actually had a body then, the body itself.
right,
too.
and they said that the eye inside of it had a handle where you could move it from the inside, kind of thing, where R2-D2's eye would move or something like that. And so that was Kenny Baker's.
You'd love to have that in your living room.
No, because I don't have $2.3 billion to.
Well, you should say yes, because if you could love to have that in your living room, $2.something million wouldn't mean nothing to you if you paid that for it. Evidently, you'd have a living room in a big mansion worth $40 million.
So, I guess so.
Or you'd have something that you could sell for.
Man,
would you sell it?
Yes, I would sell that for $2.3 million. Yeah.
And you have a lightsaber there underneath that.
A Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker lightsaber from Star Wars.
So it actually was used in the movie.
Yeah, part of a live auction went for $375,000 with 16 bids for that.
Golly,
man.
What we got here?
Well,
Darth Vader production made helmet and shoulder armor from Star Wars. 11 bids on it, $80,000.
You remember from The Empire Strikes Back where Mark Hamill lost his lightsaber down the beach shaft, and that's the one that she had in The Force Awakens.
Yes.
That Harrison Ford wanted to know how she came by it.
Oh, no, I hadn't put that together.
Yes.
Okay.
I told you he knew Star Wars.
I thought that right off the bat. I wanted to know how she come by, but she never told the story. She said that's a story for another time.
I'll tell you something I saw the other day that I thought was real funny. There's this guy in a big Harley Davidson motorcycle pulled up in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
He got off and he had a big old helmet kind of like that one there, and had Texas Longhorn horns on it. He balanced it.
Listen, Ray, I'm going to ask you this question. We only got about a minute. When he parked that motorcycle, did he kick down the kick-up stand or kick up the kick-down stand? Which one did he do?
You know, I never paid no attention.
Well, think about that and let's take a break. You ready to push that button?
Sure.
You're listening to Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
Madeline's Antiques and Uniques at 6107 Murfreesboro Road in Manchester has been helping collectors find just the right thing since 2008. With 40 quality dealers and a constantly changing inventory of collectibles from the 1800s to the present, they have many unique items in the store and new things coming in daily. Are you looking for the perfect lamp or clock to finish your collection? A vintage lunchbox from your childhood? Well, you can find that plus any number of other unique items in their huge building. With their easy access off I-24, they meet many travelers from around the world and just around the corner that come to buy and sell antiques, or just to stop and have a free cup of coffee and a cookie while browsing around the store. Come visit owner Madeline Kemp and travel back in time at Madeline's Antiques and Uniques. So many memories.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
Hey everybody, we're back with Talking Antiques, and the number here is 728-1320.
All right, that's old Max himself. I bet you Donna hadn't let him off. I hadn't seen him lately, have you?
You ain't gonna see him. He's probably cutting grass and trimming bushes.
Yeah, he's a yes ma'am.
Yes, man. Or yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
There you go. All right, so we found another good Star Wars one here on eBay. This was a buy it now of a life-size Star Wars remote-controlled steel and aluminum R2-D2, full-size.
Now, now they have the opportunity, our audience, if they decide they want one, we could probably call this guy and he'll build them one, right?
Probably so.
If they'll pay him this price.
$56,000.
But it's free shipping.
It has free shipping to the continental United States.
And it weighs 150 pounds.
Hey, for that price, I'll carry it to him.
So it's preloaded, so it's remote controlled. It's got 20 beeps, sounds, and noises. The dome moves to the left and the right. R2 can move forward, back, left, and right. No squeaks or rattles. Weighs about 150 pounds. Built to the exact specs as seen in the Star Wars movies.
All right, look here. Here's another one, just like I told you. The guy's got them on there.
Yeah.
Buy them now. He's got another one listed, same as that one.
Oh.
Or best offer.
Oh,
now
okay.
you can jewel a little.
Yeah.
Free shipping.
Okay, yeah, this one doesn't say best offer available
This
on
one
this
does.
one, yeah.
But one of them's going to say, but this is original stuff that was used.
Not this one.
No, this is
This guy built this one.
yeah. These are just home built.
But it's not fiberglass. It's actual metal body and
Steel
everything.
and aluminum. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's 56,000 seems a little.
Well, once you build the first one, the second one's not as bad.
You say so.
You run it off an Arduino.
There you go. Then you get a 1982 Kenner Star Wars Return of the Jedi White Cape Bib Fortuna pre-production. He went for with AFA grade of 80, $38,000 was to buy it now on that figure.
All right, look here.
All right, you got another.
This guy is the one. I'm on his site, the one that sold all this stuff.
Yeah.
Here's some of the other stuff he sold. You might want to.
He's got a life-size Star Wars Yoda with lightsaber, full-size prop, $2,500. Life-size remote-controlled Star Wars R2-D2 with lights and sound. This one isn't quite as fancy as
That
the
was
other
probably
one.
one of his earlier models.
Yeah, and he was $17,000, best offer accepted.
He's dirt cheap compared to the other one, right?
Life-size Marvel blockbuster video Spider-Man with cardboard display, very rare. Asking $2,500. Took a best offer on that. Another Yoda. He got $2,500 for that one. Wow.
So the guy's,
Yeah,
he's selling some stuff.
he is. Here's one that I like. Here is a Darth Vader production used chest panel from Star Wars Episode 4. So this is his little chest thing that lights up and stuff to do with his breathing apparatus. 14 bids for that, went for $27,500.
And that was a live auction event. I wonder what
Yep.
else they had.
No.
They had any more Star Wars stuff.
Here's a Star Wars Episode 1,
These.
35-cent comic that was graded 9.4. Went for $25,000 for the buy it now. That's a pretty good appreciation on your 35 cents.
35 cents, yeah.
Telephone code.
Oh, somebody on the line?
It's time to head to the phones. Call 728-1320 if you want to talk antiques. Good morning. You're on Let's Talk Antiques.
Yes, I picked up at a yard sale an R2-D2 operation game. I know they were mass-produced, but I was wondering what the value might be.
Let me see if I can get that. I'm not seeing one of those.
I don't know the games right off the top of my head. That would
It was in 93.
Let me see if I can get. There's a 2012 reissue. Let me search
Okay.
for the 93.
that would have been somewhere.
I'm
along the
seeing
lines.
between $18 and $30.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling.
All right, we want to hear about your collection too. Call 728-1320 if you have a question.
Well, we got a couple of minutes. Do you want to talk for a second about your women, or do we hold off of that
I
for
was going to
next
ask
week?
about that. I was reading that.
I think, see what else. You still got some good stuff.
Fears
Okay.
of
How many
female
minutes we got
heroes
left?
Like Wonder Woman or
About 3 minutes.
We only got 3 minutes,
got a
so
whole,
Oh, okay.
Them women won't fit
We
in
got
3
nice-
minutes.
we only got 3 minutes, Ronnie. So we might ought to save that to next
got
week.
most of the show here.
Yeah. So
Okay.
maybe you ought to keep doing some Star Wars.
All right, we have a Tom Young original presentation sketch of Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia that was part of a live auction. I think their poster was based on this sketch. 24 bids, went for $24,000. Another Tom Young original sketch for the half sheet poster for Star Wars. That's episode 4. 21 bids on it, went for $22,500.
You have a very unusual one right there.
Yeah. Here's a Star Wars AFA graded Luke Skywalker double telescoping lightsaber. 56 bids for that, so they were all over this at 50.
Oh, yeah. But that's unusual. Went on the card.
Yeah, still on the card. $15,501.
Most of those came with early bird sales.
All right, let's put on our headsets again. We have another question
Oh, I got one.
phoned in. Philip is going to get his keyboard ready to look up this item. Good morning. You're on Let's Talk Antiques.
Yeah, I tell you what, I really enjoyed y'all's show. I've got a bunch of that stuff I bought back years ago, and y'all highlighting my eyes up real big. I think I got a little bit of money I can make. But I want to say something to David Penton. Being that he's a hometown celebrity on Let's Talk Antiques, and now he's a TV star with the Pickers, I was wondering if I could get an autograph by him.
Yeah, hold on just a minute. He
Somebody
needs to
want
hear
your
that.
autograph.
There's
baby.
something of value.
For your autograph.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
They're 20 bucks.
I just want to get your autograph, David. Being you're a hometown celebrity on Let's Talk Antiques, now you're a TV star. I think I need to get your autograph, because it might be worth something one day.
Yeah, well, we've run one on eBay and it brought a dime, so you know it's gonna be a while.
Y'all have a great day.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, we've been asking for 8 or 10 glossy pictures for him for a long time. He ain't got them yet.
That's nice.
Okay. Let's see. We have a FX Sabers graphics 3-cell lightsaber and display from the Force Awakens movie. So this is just a collectible. 2017 special edition. 47 bids, $13,100 for a new. This came out in 2017.
There's a 12-back vinyl cake jaw.
Yeah.
He graded good, too.
AFA graded 90. That's pretty good. They were asking 14.5 and took a best offer. And they had another one the same and took a best offer. But that was probably around $12,000. And here's the best one, a Lego minifigure of George Lucas, 2009. It got 79 bids and sold for $11,408.26. There you go.
That's our last item this week. We'll do it again next week. Let's Talk Antiques on Thunder Radio.